I woke up buried alive with a note that said, "Sorry." 6 feet under the ground, I started to panic. I tried to scream for help, but no one could hear me. It was almost evening by the time I finished, so I asked my dad if he could lend me a shovel so I could dig a hole to bury the trash. I started to dig my way out, but it was no use. I was trapped. I wanted to surprise him, so I called him and asked if I could come over and fix his old tractor. He said, "Sure, why not?" Just when I thought I was gonna die, a miracle happened. A construction worker nearby heard my screams and saved my life. So I got to work and spent a couple of hours restoring the engine. He said, "No problem," and grabbed a shovel from the shed. It all started when I went to visit my dad, who lives in a rural area. In my pocket was a small piece of paper with some writing on it. I unfolded it and read, "Sorry, I didn't mean to bury you alive." I was confused because I knew that my dad would never do something like this, intentionally. Then I remembered the sound that I heard before I passed out. It wasn't an earthquake. It was a backhoe. My dad must have been driving the backhoe when he accidentally hit the hole that I had dug. And in a panic, he tried to fill it in before I got back from the shed. But it was too late. I had already passed out. I felt like an earthquake was happening, so I ran as fast as I could away from the hole. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. Then everything went black. When I woke up, I was buried underground with only a small air pocket in the dirt. I don't know how long I was buried, but it felt like an eternity. I tried to move my hands, but they were stuck. The construction worker asked me, "Are you okay?" I started to panic and tried to scream for help, but no one could hear me. I tried to dig myself out, but the walls kept caving in. I was running out of air and I started to lose hope. Just when I thought I was going to die, I heard voices. Someone had found me. The construction worker who found me said that he was working on a house nearby, and he heard what sounded like screams in the forest. At first, he thought it was kids playing, but then he saw my hand sticking out of the ground and quickly dug me out. After I had dug a big enough hole, I started burying the trash when suddenly the ground started shaking. When I emerged from the hole, my face was covered in dirt and my clothes were torn. But I was too overwhelmed with emotion to respond. I couldn't believe that I had survived. I mean, I had been buried underground with no air and no water, and somehow I had managed to survive. As I was sitting there recovering from my ordeal, I noticed something strange. I want to thank that construction worker from the bottom of my heart.